1 minute warning!
To the goofball army out there, hi at the families, tell them to get to the next room, tell them to go to your neighbors, because we got goofball news to go over, and it might get crazy.
Typically does, guys. If it's your first episode ever, you got like 30 seconds before we start, so not enough time to go to the bathroom, but go get a drink, because trust me, you're probably going to need it there. In the meantime, the rest, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you know about future episodes as well, guys. Buckle your... Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by Rob. Well, soon we should be here momentarily. So I don't know what happened there. Our intro just cut off. Trying to start this thing off here. It's a crazy way to start the episode, I guess, here. But listen, it's a crazy day overall. Crazy. Giants ending the season on a 2-game winning streak. And listen, there's a lot of us not too happy with that, let's be honest. Everything, the way things ended. But there's a lot of people that are not too upset either. There's Rob.
I was a little upset, you know.
I
got to get some anger out.
You're looking like you're part of the Blue Man Group right now.
Blue Man.
But listen, I mean, it's a great win for the Giants overall. Let's take the draft stuff out of it for a minute here. Great win for the Giants. It seems like the first time the Giants have beaten the Cowboys since the Reagan administration. So
seems like it.
You know, I'll take it. I'm not exactly ecstatic about it, but I'll take it. It could be a lot worse. That's for damn sure. You know, second half, obviously, Cowboys put all their backups in, which we had heard was a potential going to happen there right from the get-go. But even so, Dak Prescott did not look amazing against the Giants defense here for that first half. And I will say they were playing conservative when he was in there, though, as well. So that definitely helped his case there. But yeah, I mean, I can't help but hide the fact that I'm pissed, but as you know, it is what it is. That's what it is. We can't change this, guys. But the nice thing is we have a chance to still be a top 5 pick. But we'll get into that stuff in a little bit here. What do you think of the game there, Rob?
Very conflicted because it was nice to see the Giants actually beat the Cowboys. It's been a very long time. We've fucked up the draft order. I mean,
yeah,
it's something that was there. Watching the game, it felt like the Giants were like an avalanche. And what I mean by that, they started off slow and it was back and forth, and then they just built up so much momentum that nothing else could do stopped us. It's like Dart was sacked 3 times by Clowney in this game.
Yeah,
and he just kept getting up and just throwing deep balls. You had Slayton in the fourth quarter with what should have been a 62, 72-yard touchdown pass that got turned back up for
Yeah, I thought that was a little BS. I thought both those two, the corner and Slayton, were both kind of battling back and forth. I mean, it could have been a call. I don't dispute that, but also could have been on the defense as well, just as much. It's a battling back and forth.
Yeah, and they let other battling passes, completions go through, and they're like, could have got that call, could not got that call. Like,
yep.
It's the one thing I do like is about this game, even though it's just terrible timing. This is the first time we won back-to-back games in 2 years. So it was something nice to see. And
it seems like forever, that's for sure.
Yeah. And it's been 2 years, 23 since the last time that we've won back-to-back games. It looked like a team that wasn't fully healthy, that was operating very well. Dare I say the best coached game of the year? Which is not saying much because it's backup.
I thought the Cowboys just didn't want to win the game.
No. And I was thinking about this during halftime. What better way to piss off the Giants fans? Instead of beating them, just let them beat the Dallas. Get beaten. It's this way we lose that draft pick.
Yeah.
It's like 40 chess going on.
And it does also help the Cowboys draft, I'm sure, a little bit too as well, because they probably go up 1 or 2 spots by losing today as well. So, you know, it is what it is. As Jay says, 18, it is what it is today during the Drewcast. Amazing performance today by you, record setting with the $18 super chat. See, but Jay missed it when I said it like 10 times in a row because he was saying he wanted me to do 20. It is what it is during the Drew cast of the game there, as he calls it. And I asked him because he's tallying up the is what it is as I was saying them. And I'm like, well, does it count? Does it count as me saying it is what it is when I'm saying it as the is what it is counter? And I probably
so
said
it's a 4 it is what it is, or 2?
I don't know. But anyway, appreciate the support as always, Jay.
Yeah, thanks, Jay.
But like I said, I think that the Cowboys just didn't want to win this game. And I want to take it as a positive because Jackson Dart had a damn good game in this, but I don't know how much of it was the Giants in this and how much it was the Cowboys just not wanting to win the game.
There's a little bit of both. As you see, like Oshesky, like when have we let him play that often? And he was dominant in this game. He pretty much was the start of the tip of the snowball going down the mountain.
Yeah. Listen, I've been saying forever that Oshesky should get more time with Dart because it just seems like those two have a connection. And I hope they bring Oshesky back next year, and I hope they actually use him as a receiver more because you saw that today. Like there was a lot of really good, play between those two. Oshesky literally broke 100 yards. We'll get into the numbers here in a little bit. He broke 100 yards. I think that doubles his career receiving yards on his career there. It's just
which is crazy.
But yeah, I mean, the draft implications what it gets me. So the Giants start the day. We're at pick number 2. We're hoping the Raiders beat the Chiefs so we can go to pick number 1 potentially even. But because we won, as of right now, we went to pick number 5. We could have gone as bad as to pick number 7, but the Browns decided to go ahead and beat the Bengals for some reason, and last minute field goal on top of that. And yeah, they beat the Bengals just barely at that point to drop down to where they're number 7 now in this draft. The Giants, as of right now, as we're recording this, are sitting at pick number 5. Where they end up depends on what happens with the Commanders. The Commanders right now are 4-12. We're 4-13 on the season. But the Commanders could very well be the Eagles, who are going to be resting a lot of their players. That would put them at 5-12, which would go ahead and put them at pick 7, move the Browns up to 6, and keep us at 5. If the Washington Commanders lose, then they will move up to pick number 5, and then we'll move back to pick number 6. And then it gets complicated. Yeah. So Anthony brings up the point, did Tracy get to 1,000 scrimmage yards again? Yes, he did today. So we've got to give that kudos as well there because Tyrone Tracy ended up, first off, got over 100 yards rushing. They said it was the first time like 23 games we've done that, which is just absolutely insane. Let me see if they have on the stat sheet yet for him. So they don't have the stats yet for him for the game for the season on Pro Football Reference, which is what most people use. But let's do the math. I love doing the math.
Ooh, math.
So the math. So we got 869 yards is where he started at for the game. Going to the box score, he got, let's see here, 56 yards receiving, and then he got 103 yards rushing. So that put him at 159 yards today. So yeah, he's at 1,028 in the season. And that's while missing 3 games in the season. And that's while not also getting, a good amount of carries during parts of the season as well. Obviously with Scatterboot. So yeah, like I said, 1,000 yards on the season. So kudos to him on that one there. That's 2,000-yard guys we had this season with him and Wan'Dale Robinson. So, Tracy's turning into that guy that I think he's like, I don't think Tracy will ever be a top running back in this league. I don't think that's what he'll ever be. Like, he'll never be like, you don't go, is that Derrick Henry or Tyrone Tracy? Like, I don't think that's going to be a conversation.
He's probably going to end up more like a Singletary.
I was going to say, I think he's actually even better than Singletary, even because Singletary is like 800-900 yard kind of guy in his prime, because he's definitely past his prime. But
Yeah.
like I said, I think you're going to see a lot of, a lot of interesting, next 2 years for him with Scadaboo. I said in the game, I think Scadaboo and him had the potential to be Jacobs and Bradshaw.
Yeah. They definitely run that different style mentality, even though Cam's like half the size of Jacobs, but he still runs like he does. And it's very efficient the way he runs. And you got your bruiser and you got your finesse guy. It's a nice combo.
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, I think it's a nice duo to have overall, especially having the running quarterback on top of that. I expect the Giants for the next couple of years to be one of the best running teams in the entire NFL, flat out, which they have been, by the way, this year. As bad as the Giants has been, I can look up real quick here, and I have a feeling, again, the game just ended with the Cowboys, obviously. So I have a feeling that a lot of it is not going to show up on there yet. Let me see. And it's not going to even tell me. So 3-13, they still have it as. So it did not include today right now. But if you go to the team stats, the Giants are averaging, let's see here, 127.1 rushing yards per game, which was sixth best in the NFL. And then today, let's see the team stats here for them. They had 161 rushing yards. So, yeah, they're doing better. They're doing better. So, but yeah, that's interesting part there. At least they have that one part of it done there. And it's funny because as I was just, talking about the Browns a minute ago, Jordan Schultz just put out there, he said, sources, the league-wide expectation that the Browns are likely to make changes, and two-time NFL Coach of the Year Kevin Stefanski is believed to be on the hottest seat in the organization. So sources believe he's going to be let go or could be a trade candidate, but the latter is considered unlikely. So Stefanski likely is going to be gone. And the very first comment on there is somebody putting a picture of Joe Shane on a cell phone.
No.
I guess we could do worse. Don't get me wrong. Stefanski's probably an upgrade over Dable. I just don't think he's the top of it. You know what I mean? I think again, we said pregame here as the game was starting to go. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to give you guys fair warning because nobody, quite frankly, cared about the game. We will be talking about end of the season ramifications on this thing as overall as a whole too. The rumor was, according to Adam Schefter, that the seat is hotter for Harbaugh than it is for Tomlin. And that neither team will probably fire the coaches, but based on how this game goes, there might be a conversation like a Tom Coughlin kind of scenario where they kind of step down and walk away. So I got a root for the Steelers to win then if Harbaugh is more likely to get fired.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having Harbaugh as a Giant.
No. I've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah. So as Jason says, I trust Glazier more than Schefter. Yes, because Glazier doesn't make as many breaking news kind of things. So when he says it, it's legit. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens here overall. But the Giants, like I said, unfortunately / fortunately, they win. And, I guess the best you could sit there and say is that the Giants maybe winning the last two games maybe adds a little something to the attractiveness of the job. So I think most people look at us and say they beat the Raiders and they beat they beat the Cowboys who didn't want to win.
Well, they're going to still look at it because those players went out there and played. And they showed that they played as a unit.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. So let's see. And we're going to see if we got any kind of other news breaking here from around here. See here. So again, we'll have to see, but we're talking about it on the show as well while we're doing the play-by-play. The big thing is going to be, do we think that Jackson Dart's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year? You got to think it's between him, Tyler Shuck.
I feel like Shuck's up there.
What I'm saying, Ted from the Panthers hit 1,000 yards too. That's 1,000 yards at a rookie receiver is pretty damn impressive. And Tyler Warren, I think you got to have there in the equation too as well. So I think Brock Bowers hurts him because how good he did last year. Doesn't look as impressive now, but 800 yards out of a rookie tight end is pretty goddamn good. Oh, just a
Yeah.
rookie, just from a tight end in general is pretty damn good. So, we'll have to see what happens there, but it'd be nice to see the Giants get a Rookie of the Year award for Jackson Dart. And obviously, Abdul Carter will be in the running on the defensive side, though he, quite frankly, has no reason to be. He should not be in that conversation. It's just absolutely insane how bad the defensive rookie class has been so far. Speaking of insane, there's Jay's comment.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And No Name asked, "Since we lost pick number 2, how do you guys feel about it?" I mean, it's typical. What the Giants do. We win when we shouldn't. We lose when we shouldn't.
Pretty much.
It's there. So, again, we'll have to just see what happens overall. Monday, I think, should be very interesting. I'm curious to see what happens on Black Monday as a whole. See who gets cut loose as a coach. Kevin Stefanski, it sounds like, is going to be. I'm seeing tons and tons of things on that. So that he'll be available. I think you're still going to see a lot of guys also, like I said, talking more and more with the John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin situation. And I think the Giants are going to have a lot of interviews, guys. There's going to be a lot of interviews for this head coaching position. They already had a list of people that people are saying, Antonio Pierce, Lou Anarumo, Mike McCarthy's high up there as well. So there's going to be a lot of it. We will definitely keep you guys up to date and everything going on as we hear it. Keep you guys knowing what's going on. Let's get into the score overall and the box score and everything that happened here. So again, 34-17 is the final score. Dak Prescott, 7 of 11, 70 yards. Joe Milton III, who looked absolutely horrible, by the way, 7 of 13, 73 yards and 1 interception. It's almost like you and I were right, Rob, when we said don't get excited that he beat a backup Bills team.
Yeah.
Like
some people just got a little too excited about Milton.
And he got so excited to change a pair of pants there. It's bad. So running back wise, Jaden Blue, 16 carries, 64 yards, and 1 touchdown. They took him out after halftime, though, but he looked really good for them. But again, every running back looks good against the Giants. Joe Milton, 4 carries, 43 yards, so we can't throw the ball, but apparently can run it. Phil Maffa, 5 of 18 and a touchdown. Hunter Lipke, 2-12. Kavante Turbin, 1 for 7. And Dak Prescott had 2 rushes for -1 yards. Receiving wise, Ryan Flournoy was their top guy, 5 catches, 68 yards. Brevin Spanford, 2 for 30. Luke Shoemaker, 1 for 12. Phil Maffa, 2 for 11. George Pickens, 1 for 9. Sorry, there's a lot of guys here because they could put the backups in halfway through. Jake Ferguson, 1 for 5. Hunter Lupke, 1 for 4. And CeeDee Lamb, just 1 for 4. So, yeah, like I said, a lot of guys. The best Cowboy of the day was definitely Jadeveon Clowney, who had 5 tackles, 1 assist, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and a fumble recovery on the day. Reddy Stewart also had 5 tackles, 1 assist. Kalen Carson, 4 and 2. Logan Wilson, 3 and 4. Devin Wilson, 3 and 3. Shamar James had 3 tackles, 10 assists. That's got to be like a record for most assists with the least amount of tackles.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Deb says, by the way, Antonio Pierce interview is for the Rooney Rule. No, it's not, because they're going to interview Mike Kafka. That already qualifies that right there. Honestly, it's just they're going to interview Antonio Pierce just to say they did because he's a former Giant and try to help him out. So that's all it is. Let's see here. Other sacks. Shamar James had half a sack. And then the other half a sack went to Osa. I always mispronounce this guy's name. Rob, take it away. Oda Zigba. I never can say his damn name right.
There.
I can never check it. I know you love the names. Jackson Dart of the day here going to the Giants side. 22 of 32, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like I said, look really solid. Again, I know the Cowboys weren't really trying as much per se, but he still looked really, really solid when he should look solid. So at least that's a positive. Tyrone Tracy, 18 carries, 103 yards. Jackson Dart, 5 of 32. Devin Singletary, 9 for 26 there. Receiving side, Gunnar Olszewski, like I said, amazing game for him. 8 catches, 102 yards. The only knock you can give on him is that terrible pass he threw. So they did have a trick play and went ahead and tried to throw the ball to a wide the hell open freaking player and just, did not go well at all. Yeah. I think you could have probably had Russell Wilson throw the ball better than that. That's how bad it was. Tyrone Tracy, 8 for 56 and a touchdown. Daniel Bellinger, 2 catches, 38 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown he had, though.
It was incredible. It was behind the line of scrimmage, and it was don't sack me, get rid of the ball.
Yeah, like Dart just
kill the man with the ball.
Just like flicks it like that real quick, gets it to Bellinger. Bellinger's like right behind the line of scrimmage, takes a nice angle and gets in for a touchdown. That was a 29-yard touchdown he had there. Great play. Darius Slayton, 4 for 34. Probably should have had that one big touchdown too we talked about earlier as well. But again, it's not the worst call in the world. It's just not a call I would have made personally. Isaiah Hodgins, 2 targets, no carries. Chris Manhurst, the 1 target with no catch. But again, that was the bad throw by Gunnar Olszewski, so that's not on him. Dane Belton was a tackle king for the day there. 8 tackles, 3 assists. Raheem Lane, 3 tackles. Bobby Okereke, 3 tackles, 3 assists. 1 interception and a fumble recovery too on the bad snap there. So he probably had the best game of any defender on the Giants side of the ball, which may very well be his last game, guys. We'll see how it happens based on that contract. That's a big contract with a lot of money we can be saving up here.
I think the push came down the road.
Rico Payton, 3 tackles, 3 assists. Timon Fox, what does the Fox say? You got 2 tackles.
Tackle.
It's had to include him since Jay likes to always call me the Timon Fox of Giants content creators there. But listen, again, great day by the Giants. I can't complain about how they played in the field, and I want to not harp on the draft thing because I feel like we should want the Giants to win, but at the same point, God damn it, we had the first overall pick 2 weeks ago.
Just wasn't in our cards to have the first overall pick,
or the second overall pick, or the third overall. I mean, if you look at what's going on now, as of right now, the way it sits, you're going to have the Raiders number 1. Assuming the Jets and the Cardinals lose, you'd have them going down to 2 and 3. So the first 3 picks all need quarterbacks. There'll be no big trades like we were thinking might happen. And listen, even as an NFL fan, I find those fun because there's really 2 quarterbacks in this draft.
They literally were talking about that in the game too, and I was thinking like how we've been talking about that for weeks at this point.
Yeah,
there's 2 good quarterbacks. You took yourself out of that, doing number 1, number 2 overall draft pick, and teams are going to play. They're going to pay handsomely for that 1 or 2.
Yeah, well, not anymore.
Yeah,
because now
I'm sure someone will trade for 6, but not that much.
What I'm saying is those quarterbacks will be gone.
I know. I'm saying people will trade them for 6, but you're not going to steal the house like we could have.
So what you got to hope basically is here's how I'm looking at it. And I know this is early part of getting the draft stuff too much here, but we're gonna really go into this a little bit here early on. You got to think Mendoza goes number 1, obviously, to the Raiders. Yep. Okay. Let's assume for a moment that the Jets and the Cardinals move down to 2 and 3. One of them will take Dante Moore. That leaves the other one with whoever they think is the best player in the draft. I think they would take Bain at that point, the edge rusher out of Miami.
What a great need for an edge rusher.
Yes.
Bain.
Then you got the Titans. You got to think they take Carnell Tate and get the top wide receiver to pair him with Cam Ward, so Cam Ward actually has some help. And then you got the Giants. So the Giants can easily get Arvil Reese, who is a lot of people think is the top player in the entire draft. The second year in a row, we get the top player in the draft by a lot of people's eyes by getting a true linebacker. So, we'll talk more about these players as we do the draft coverage as things get a little closer. Like I said to you guys on the the play-by-play, we'll probably start the draft coverage a little earlier this year. We kind of had a rush towards the end of last year. We're like, oh my God, we have like 3 episodes left and like 5 positions to go over because the Giants kept on having moves to go over. So like I said, we will have all that ready to go for you guys. So again, I know it's the end of the year, but the end of the year doesn't mean the end for us. We'll still be on every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll still be going through everything going on with the Giants, the NFL as a whole. We'll still be giving you guys all the coaching news, free agency news, trade news, draft news, all that kind of fun stuff there. So, any other thoughts you might have on the game, Rob?
No, not really. I mean, I got it out. Like, we looked really good at a really bad time. Like, where was this earlier in the year? Like, where was the drive? Giants, what was it, 5 games that we lost in fourth quarter, 7 games we lost by 1 score.
Yeah.
You turn around and we could have been in the playoffs. So it gives me promise, even though we talked about it, it's the end of the game, in the season though. It gives you promise for next year. Great coaching. Yeah. Look at what Matt LaFleur did. Vrabel did over with the Patriots this year. Look what Ben Johnson did with the Bears this year. They've made some, not so much movement off the offseason, but they picked up a lot of better coaching staff. That's all we have to do, guys. We got the players, we got the talent. So, and seeing them beat up on the Cowboys, they didn't look like the Cowboys want to win, but damn, we haven't beat the Cowboys in forever. They had our number.
Yeah. I'll still take it.
It felt damn good.
And the Cowboys. When's the last time the Giants beat the Eagles and the Cowboys in the same season?
It's been a long time. But we did beat the Commanders, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's usually our MO.
It usually is. So, all right, guys, we're going to pay the bills real quick, and then we're going to get back to your guys' comments here before we head on out here for the day. So, if you haven't hit a comment yet, you got a question, got a comment you want us to go over,
get it in there.
Get it in.
Get it in.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
All righty, guys. I'm just checking also to see on X Twitter, see if any moves going on from any kind of news there. But I did see here that they did give a game ball to John Mara. So we talked about that real quick in the play-by-play. I do want to mention that there was a lot of reporters today doing articles about John Mara, specifically talking about how he's a generally nice guy, how much he cares about the team. And it kind of made people start to wonder, do they know something about his health that we don't know? And listen, again, I don't want to speculate too much on his health. It's not our place to do that. I wouldn't want someone doing that about mine. But, you've heard for a while things are not necessarily going well with the cancer treatments with him. So, obviously prayers with him and his family. And again, take all the stuff aside about the Giants as far as a fan and how much you may get pissed about the continuity comments and him keeping Dable on and Shane on potentially even past this year. You got to, he likes actually owning. Like there's guys that don't necessarily. It's a portfolio business for them. The man cares about the team. We could have it worse. So, I said all the best to him and his family, and hope that those articles coming out today are just a appreciation of some of the stuff with him, as opposed to I want to say the over.
Yeah.
Talking about but it definitely kind of came across as a preliminary O word. I'll say it that way. Probably the best way to put it. So, but again, he was at the stadium today. Got a game.
For him and his family.
But yeah. All right, let's get to the comments here. So Jay starts off with the crazy. Give him a crazy. There we go.
Crazy.
Let's carry this momentum into next season. That'd be nice, right? Anthony says, "Where's Deb? I need my backup for being happy with the win." 32 Giants fans that are happy right now. Jay says, "Wow, we got a shot next year. Let's keep all our coaches in front office." Obviously, he's being as he says, "Amazing." AL3X951S. I don't know how to shorten your name. He says, "I just came here to say thank you, Giants." Oh yeah, Alex. So thank you, Giants. Y'all best day. I'm out. He keeps on coming back. He's like that bad penny.
He always comes back.
No matter how many accounts we booted him on. No, I'm like the Giants office. I see what I want to see, and I want to save money. Says, yeah, that was some Make-A-Wish Foundation shit today. Yeah, again, Giants look good, but the Cowboys handed us the damn game. Point blank.
Listen,
most
of the starters were in for the first half. We also did not have a lot of our starters in for most of this game. Where's Neighbors? Where's Scadaboo? Where's Swandell? We made it happen. We were up 16. We were up 16-10 at half. Yeah. So second half, like when they sat all their starters, we were still up. We just took advantage and did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, we did. Deb says, Anthony says, "I'm here 100%. Kudos to the Giants for not intentionally tanking. I just can't support that." Here's my problem. I agree, though. I get it, where you don't want them to intentionally tank. They shouldn't have to intentionally tank. They've sucked all year long. Losing is the one thing we're good at. It's the one thing.
Yeah, continue to suck.
As Anthony says, hell yeah, Deb. Deb says, "Go Giants. Lots to build on here." Again, we have things here. We talked about it. There's how many one-score losses, how many fourth-quarter blown leads that we have. This team easily could have been above 500 with just some decent coaching.
They easily could have had double-digit wins, which would have got them in the playoffs.
But the only reason I'm saying that is because just because you have a lead into the fourth quarter doesn't guarantee you win. Like, you're still going to lose some of those games. You know what I mean?
I get that. I'm
not going to overblow it. I'm not trying to be the homer.
I get that. Who's the 7th seed in NFC?
The Packers.
Yeah. How many wins you got this year?
I don't know. You know this. You're the one sleeping with the enemy.
9-10 wins, right? We beat them. They get one off the board. We get one on the board. And these are one of those games. There's a lot of games against good teams that we should have beat.
Yeah. And like I said, the Packers one of them. Lions one of them.
Yeah.
Bears one of them. Broncos one of them.
All in the playoffs. A lot of those guys in the playoffs, right? If we would have taken a win away from that, it would have skewered how the playoff picture looked. So we could have.
Like I said, it's sad because we really could have had a really good season this year. And
damn right, AC.
What's crazy is look how much better the defense has been since they fired Shane Bowen. They should have fired him a long time earlier.
And it's amazing because like that first game after Bowen got fired, we played the Patriots, and the defense looked out of it. And I guess you blame it on the new scheme and move things around, but they looked great today. They looked, pretty good, obviously, against the Raiders.
Well, you see them aggressive on defense. You see they're lining up for blitzes, and sometimes they don't blitz. They move back in coverage anyway. They're just doing things that they weren't doing in the past, and because Shane Bowen sucks.
They're putting players in position to succeed. And that's kind of like the argument we had like last week. Like we were talking about, we have 3 edges. What do you do? Well, Michael Parsons is technically supposed to be an edge, but you just put him in positions to get sacks, go after the quarterback. That's what you do. We could do that.
You find a way to make it happen. That's what you do. So, let's see here. You got Jay says, usually we deal with another type of pick six. He says, huge win, Deb. Huge.
And
Jay says 58-yard game. That's just for the receiving side. It's receiving side.
Yeah.
As Deb says, tomorrow will be interesting around the league. Damn straight. I gotta say, I hate like rooting for like negative things to happen to people. Like I don't want to be that person. But I really enjoy Black Monday when they start firing people. It's fun to see all the moving parts, see stuff going around and breaking news, and this happens, that happens. It's fun.
I think about Vince McMahon all the time. You're fired.
Anthony says Giants clean house tomorrow. I wish. They're not going to. They're going to clean the coaching staff out. I will say this though, because I've heard a couple people ask this question. Brasillo's got one more year left. Carmen Brasillo's got one more year left, and he's already said, "I'm here under contract as long as they want me here." So he's already said he'll come back next year. So to me, whoever you bring in, you better have that conversation about keeping Brasillo.
Yes.
He's got to be, and extend him, match him up to the rest of the freaking coaching staff you're bringing on. He's earned it. He needs to be a Giant for years to come. Jay says, yes, they're vacuuming all the rooms, AC, not firing anybody. Talking about the cleaning house at that point. Yeah, they're not firing people.
Yeah, they're sucking them up.
I think our biggest thing we got to keep an eye on is, will they actually pull a Jacksonville? Like if we want to coach in Canada, let's say John Harbaugh becomes available, hypothetically. Just throwing it out there. I'm not saying he's going to, but we know it's a possibility. Even if it's a low possibility, it's a possibility. If Harbaugh comes here and says, I don't want to work with Joe Shane, and he says that to ownership, they got to fire Joe Shane immediately.
Hands down. You should say, who do you want?
Yeah.
And then you write 2 checks without a number on it and present it to both these gentlemen.
If I'm the Giants, I am doing an interview tomorrow with Kafka. Tomorrow. And then whoever becomes available on Black Monday that you want to talk to, you bring them in. I don't care what you got to do. Send the private jet, figure it out, and get it going, and go ahead and bring them in so we can just go ahead and hire whoever we want. Because the second you interview Kafka, you have exhausted the Rooney Rule. You're good. And if Tomlin or Harbaugh becomes available, I don't care what you have to do. I don't care if you have to pull up in a van alongside them and throw them in. You figure out a way to get
master puppets.
You figure out a way to get them to Jersey, and they don't leave until they sign the goddamn contract to be the next head coach of the Giants. You figure it out.
Yeah.
Jay says there aren't any appealing coaches out there. I wouldn't be firing Harbaugh, Tomlinson, Stefanski. Will you stop? You stop. Anthony says, already putting stuff in boxes. Jay said they moved to Delaware, tax havens. So we're rooting for the Cardinals and the Jets. Yes, we are rooting for the Cardinals and the Jets, but it's the Cardinals and the Jets. So I'm not exactly holding out any hope whatsoever there. You know what the scary thing is? Watch the goddamn Raiders win today, too.
Yeah.
Like, watch that happen.
Well, there's no score in that game right now. And the Cardinals are down 3-0 as we speak. And the Jets are down 7-0. Bills are up.
Yeah. Bills and Cardinals are both. Yeah, I mean, Jets and Cardinals already down. Commanders, Eagles, that's what we really got to watch. That's tied. That's the one to really watch because that gives us number 6.
And this is both teams that's playing in LA right now want LA to win, because when the Rams win, they get the 5th seed, which means they have to go play the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, we'll see.
So that's whoever gets the 5th seed, whoever's not the 1st seed in the NFC, they want to be the 5th seed. It's pretty much the easiest matchup you got.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Why would you not want to play the Bucs? I mean, the Panthers. Sorry, the Panthers. I think that was the final score, right? Yeah. Yep. Falcons won by 2 points. I thought so. So, yeah. Let's see. Anthony says, Jay, keep our fingers crossed for Flores. I would listen. Flores, it would be like a great hire to me. Again, everything that I'm hearing, though, is that's not going to happen.
In a lot of ways, it would be the right thing.
Everything I'm hearing is it's not going to happen because of that lawsuit, though. I wish they would just cut him a check and move on, because that's what they should do, because he'd be a damn good coach. Ironically enough, we do have a Dolphin fan I see in the chat as well, so he can give his thoughts on Flores. Jay says, I trust Glazer more than Scheffner. He said, I want Flores thinking about a guy who coaching his favorite childhood team. Yes. Well, not just that. Look at that defense. Imagine the Giants defense with Flores. And then you bring over the right offensive mind like Josh McCown, who's the Vikings quarterback coach. And that's a hell of a coaching staff start right there. Jay says, we beat teams that weren't trying. You're not wrong there. Definitely not wrong.
Yeah.
No Name says, so we lost number 2 pick now? How do you guys feel about that? Don't like it.
It is where it is what it is.
It is.
Like,
now, does that count towards the count?
I said it though.
I know. I don't know if it counts. We'll have to get Jay as the referee on that. We'll have to find out if that goes towards the count. Jay says that was like having sex with a corpse, dude. Pathetic.
Well, have you ever had sex with a corpse?
I don't know. I don't have a comparison to make, Jay. You seem to know more about this than we do.
Yeah, it's a hell of
a
situation.
Anyway, No Name says that sack by Miles was worse than Strahan Favre. And Jay says, agreed, No Name looked fake. So for those who missed it, Myles Garrett did get a sack in their Browns win over the Bengals, which did officially give him the all-time single season sack record there. Paul says, I think winning hurts their draft pick. What do you think? Oh, definitely does. I would have loved that number 2 overall pick, number 1 overall pick, and trade down and get a whole bunch of picks. Would have loved it. As Anthony says, Jesus, Jay. Dominic says, mid 6'7", blah. Anthony says, I saw that No Name. They definitely gave it to him, LOL. No Name says, so fake and weak as fuck, Jay. Or he says Joe. Well, we call him Jay. We call him Jay. Jay says they should just hire the guy they want instead of interviewing all these retread deadbeats. No, I actually like the interviewing process. Unless you get blown away by a guy and it's like, this is the one.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. When you interview coaches, especially around the NFL, like in sports, sometimes you bring in a head coach candidate, not intentionally to hire him or them or whoever they are, but to analyze their thought process and what they're doing. Like, hey, like, we like what you did over there. I don't know if you're a fit over here. That's not how that was sold, but like, I want to hear what you have to say. And that's something you can kind of write down, shamelessly steal, and plug it into your coaching staff.
Yeah, and I think part of what you got there, obviously, is the fact that beyond that, let's say you are talking to let's I want to say Brian Flores. Well, let's say Mike McCarthy for a minute, okay?
Yeah.
And you have that conversation with McCarthy. You know how McCarthy thinks based on that conversation. You have a good feel for what he likes to do. And then all of a sudden, you play a team that's coached by Mike McCarthy. I have an upper hand. And teams do that all the time too. It's not just picking their brains on what they want to do with them. It's that as well. So let's see. Anthony says, Jay, they have to hold interviews. Jay says, Burrow should retire, move to Italy, and start an OnlyFans for middle-aged women.
That's an amazing comment, Jay.
I think he's making more money playing quarterback for the Bengals. I do think.
You don't know.
No Name says, if you doing Eden, it shouldn't get record. It's disgraceful to football lore. I think you're talking about the whole issue with the sack. I'd have to rewatch it. I didn't see the play, but real quick on the replay, that's it once. So Jay says neither interview Kafka for Ronnie World and go hire whoever they want. Yeah, like I said, Kafka should be interviewed immediately. Like, sorry, Kafka, you can't leave the building tomorrow until we do the interview.
They should interview right now, right after the press conference. Get out of the way.
Get it done. Anthony says, you sure you didn't have tequila today, Jay? He says, earn. Oh, okay, so shameful if you didn't earn, you shouldn't get it right. Okay, there we go. I think No Name's had tequila, that's for sure. Jason, I have 5 Miller Lights. Got to stay sober until 5 p.m.
Jay, you got 11 minutes, bro.
Oh, West Coast. He's on the West Coast.
3 hours and 11 minutes.
3 hours and 11 minutes. Oh, see, No Name said I had tequila. See, I knew it.
Damn, Jay, 5 beers before what? 2 o'clock.
Let's see here. Jay says Kafka is for Rooney Rule. Yep, there we go. Yep, like I said.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And this is Lions and Bears will be a good game. Oh my.
It's 3-0 right now, Bears.
No Name says Roberto fell asleep even with his eyes open. He's like that kid in class that doesn't want to get called on by the teacher.
It's because Drew was in there trying to tell me to pronounce name.
Yeah.
No offense.
No offense. Jay says Timon Fox is a fair comp, dude. No Name says we need to get rid of certain guys in a bundle to get picks. Someone will trade for it. I do it on Madden. LOL. Oh, yes, that's how it works. You did it on Madden, so that must be how it works.
I'm sorry. The Bears are losing. Lions are winning 3-0. I said that wrong. If you're listening tomorrow, guys, I apologize for the Lions people out there. Lions are winning.
I think the big thing for us right now is if hypothetically we trade Kayvon, which I still think we will. Do think we'll trade Kayvon. You get a day 2 pick. You got the extra day 2 pick. That takes away the 3rd round pick we lost in the whole trade there to get Jackson Dart. And you just got to draft where you can draft. You move up and down as you see fit. Once you got down to 5 and past it, it's one of those, it is what it is. You're not going to go ahead and trade down on purpose because unless somebody really wants to throw crazy things at you to get a race or somebody, you know?
With this draft, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I doubt it. Jason,
but we also have to do our homework still.
He says someone trade after 6. No one is. Anthony says, is there really 2 good quarterbacks? I think both are just mediocre. I'm saying they're good for this draft. So this isn't the Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis draft. You know what I mean? It's not that bad. But yeah, I don't know. Jay says the Cuban is worth it. The other kid is gonna be a bigger bust than Dolly Parton. Damn. Jay's definitely had some beers. He says it doesn't.
That was at 6.
Carter is late more than Rob is. I don't care about what he does. He's a flake. Oh my god. Let's see here. No Name says glad we won at the same time. I'm like, we need more pieces and a winning game today. We didn't have to. We could have gotten yards and touchdowns. But we still should have lost to get the number 2 pick. Now we got nothing. We still got a pick. It is.
You're gonna pick just not the pick you want.
Anthony says Carter has been a monster, Jay. Didn't finish typing that. These last 4 games, he's been a monster. Yeah, even last 5, you want to throw it in there like that and throw it all together. Like I said, I think it sealed the kiss of death there for Kayvon. Get something for Kayvon while you can. So Deb says we can get a terrific pick, and with the right head coach, we can get this thing turned around. I love Deb's optimism. I wish I had it. I really wish I had that optimism. No Name says, okay, let's all cry. Our season is over, and okay, great picks. We have them away again. We really didn't beat the Cowboys today. Roberto, their starters left early. Again, we were up. He's right. We were up when the starters were there. And plus, how many starters were we out today, too?
Yeah. We were up 16-0 at the half. Yeah. We were down more starters than they were in the beginning of this game. And like I said,
like 16-10, wasn't it?
16-10. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's just like there's such a momentum that kept going on from the first quarter to the second quarter. Once they put Milton in, it was just a big avalanche going downhill. Like it never really felt once the Giants got ahead, it never really felt that Dallas was in it, the game. The Giants were out. They outplayed Dallas.
Yeah.
And that offense, which has been really good.
I don't know. I didn't feel like the Cowboys were trying. They were running the ball more than they ever did. They have CeeDee Lamb. They weren't throwing him to him early. They have George Pickens. They didn't throw to him that much either. I don't know. I just felt like the Cowboys just walked away from this game, basically.
They threw him early. It was the game. I guess it was the game plan to run more because obviously we can't stop the run. Look, 2 rookies got touchdowns against our defense.
Yeah. Yep. First career touchdowns for him.
Yeah.
Jay says that game was a scam. I feel like I got hoodwinked.
When was the last time you got hoodwinked?
Anthony says the last time I beat them both was 2016. I knew somebody would figure it out. So yeah,
Thanks,
it's
AC.
been 10 years since we did that. So that's something at least. No Name says get in there. That's what she said. Jason, wow, Giants look great in the game. The opposing team yanked at the quarterback second half. Anthony says we would have beat him up more if Robinson was there today, Jay. Damn straight.
Absolutely.
Theo Johnson. Don't forget him. Anthony says the problem is they had the winning recipe on offense all season long. The defense absolutely sucked, not the whole team. I would say this: the offense sucked until Jackson Dart got in there.
I think he's talking about Dallas.
No, I think he's saying, was he talking Dallas? Either way, he's not wrong in what he's saying. Both teams sucked on defense for the most part, but I thought he was talking about the Giants. Is what it is.
Yeah,
Steve says, do you think Dart is rookie of the year? I do. I give it to him. But I get where Tet can come in. I get where Shuck can come in. I get where Warren come in. All four are legitimate candidates.
I feel like just because of the win column, Shuck might be talked about a little bit more. You have Dart, who's played the more, and Scott, a lot of he definitely has potential to go in there. But because of the win column's not there, he's got these crazy stats. The first rookie quarterback to have 5 touch and 5 rushing, receiving touchdowns in the first 8 games of his career. And
all kinds of
did something like that was Patrick Mahomes, but Shuck also won 4 games in a row.
I get it. I think the touchdowns is the difference because Jackson Dart, throwing in the rushing touchdowns, had just sick totals for there. So I think he gets it. We'll see. Like I said, I won't be pissed if he doesn't. I'll understand. It's not like he's hands down the best. There's no other way around it. But like I said, I just feel like that's what it is. And plus, love it or hate it. Obviously, we don't hate it on our end, but playing for the New York teams gives you more publicity. I mean, how many football fans do you think don't even know who Tyler Shuck is still? Be honest.
Probably AFC fans in the West.
I'm just saying in general, though, that's the truth of the matter. So let's see here. Anthony says we should have won 11 games this season. It makes sense. And Anthony says, I do, Steve. Talk about rookie of the year. Jay says some really good linebackers, changes the D major. It also changes the D minor. I mean, it is what it is there. We got some musical notes changing around. But listen, I said on the play-by-play, I think to me, the big thing is fix the middle of the defense. Get one more corner and fix the middle of that defense. And it's not just linebacker, an off-ball linebacker, obviously. It's also the middle of that defensive line. Dexter Lawrence cannot do it himself. And again, I said it on the play-by-play, but for all we know, we've now wasted the prime Dexter Lawrence. And he's still a much better nose tackle than most of them out there. But we can't guarantee he goes back to being what he was. So
there's no guarantees in the NFL.
Needs help. He needs help. Jay says, LOL, should have won 11 games. You kind of sound like the kids I play video games with. Come on, dude. Why are you playing video games with kids, Jay?
I think there's laws against that, isn't there?
Playing Monopoly on the PlayStation.
Yeah. Okay, talking trash.
Steve says, oh, yeah. He's like, I bought your railroad. Steve says, Bowen never should have been fired. It should have been hired, sorry. I mean,
yeah, big difference in comments there.
I could make both cases, to be honest with you, because if he wasn't fired, we'd have the number 1 overall pick probably right now. But
and the black money would be real fun.
As far as the never hiring him thing, here's the problem: is nobody wanted to work with Dable. Nobody.
Yeah,
he was the most qualified person that wanted to actually work with Dable. So, maybe don't hire a coach who's a dick to the other coaches and you won't have a problem. The truth.
It's like working with a guy that's a dick to all employees, but as soon as a customer walks in, oh, hey.
Hi. Yeah, we've all worked with that schmuck. I know plenty of people I work with would say they work for that schmuck. Wait, hold on. What? Jason, it is what it is. At the end of the day, your record is how good you are. We can do.
You're
You
not
played
wrong.
it. They are who we thought they were. Deb says, Jay, you're not wrong. Steve says, I think we have a kicker. Yes, we should have talked about that as well. Good call out in that one there. Ben Sauls, 4 for 4. 4 for 4. That's pretty damn good. Longest from 45, got 2 extra points as well. I'll take it.
It's been a while since we done something like that.
And I'll tell you that you guys, a couple of you asked about the because I keep on saying better call Sauls. Maybe we'll make the Better Call Sauls t-shirts for you guys. Maybe we'll make
That'd
them
be fantastic.
Yeah. So Monday, maybe I'll send you guys the link if I get a chance to do it today. I got the honey-do list and all we're done here, so you know that goes. So she's very happy, by the way, the wife, about football season being over.
Well, mine is not so much. That's coming to an end. I was about to say that's coming to an end. I also think she was like, we were talking today. We're sitting down. She's like, Jordan Love's not playing. I'm like, yeah, he's a healthy scratch. How do you not know this? It's like you guys automatically, no matter what you do, win or lose, you're 7th seed in the NFC. So rest him up, especially if he's just coming off concussion. Don't let him scramble that brain.
But yeah, I'll make that shirt probably today. People seem to want that Better Call Sauls. But yeah. Let's see here. Where we go? Oh, I lost my spot here. Oh, there we go. Jay says rooting for the Jets and Cardinals, and it's obvious it's not working. Yep, it's not going to. Jay says private plane. They're going to send an Uber, dude. It's the Giants. We could borrow a crop duster that we've been using to put banners over the stadium.
Yeah.
Anthony says even the Jets and Cardinals win, Jay, I think we stay at 5. No. So if the Cardinals and the Jets win, we actually move up to number 3 as of right now, because we have a weaker strength of schedule than the Cardinals and the Jets. Yes, we, who kept complaining all offseason we'd have the toughest schedule in the entire league, have the worst strength of schedule between the Jets, the Cardinals, and ourselves. And for the record, the Commanders have a little bit better of a strength of schedule than us. That's why we have to have them win. So they're a 5-12 or a 5-23. So, like I said, we could move up still, but I doubt the Jets or the Cardinals win.
Yeah.
Jay says, if the Raiders win, I'm so cooked as a fan. Yeah. Deb says, Giants interviewed Harbaugh and picked Dable. Shake my head. Yeah. And yeah.
You also have to wonder if Harbaugh will want to come to the Giants at that time.
I mean, he interviewed. Had to be some interest. I will say this, though, too, as well, that people don't realize necessarily when they're saying stuff like that. This is pre him winning the national championship in Michigan.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm getting at. Sometimes I have a job. I like my job. I am the number 1 vacuum salesman in the tri-state area. I absolutely love it. My resume is still on Indeed because you don't know. There might be another.
Oh, yeah.
Dyson may call me up tomorrow and offer me an extra, double my salary. It's still out there. I'm going to take opportunities. But then if my company here is winning that, they might say, hey, suck with us. We'll take care of you.
Oh, man. Let's see. Tim says one of the second round pick. Dallas didn't show up. Second overall pick, but Dallas didn't care about winning. Steve says Raiders will not win. We'll see.
They're losing 3-0 right now.
Jay says, Harbaugh agent faxed him back the salary demands. Jay said, see, these teams suck and they know it. Jay says, Giants are like the kid looking in the mirror that sees a lion. Oh my God. Womp. There you go. Anthony says, I'm tired of selling HVAC to vacuum salesmen over there. Let's see. Trying to skip along here because Dwayne, I see him there popping in. I haven't seen Dwayne in a little while here.
Dwayne, how you been, man?
I think those 2 last wins have really are been really good for us. I know it's people want the high draft pick, but you got to love how Dart's playing. Yes, and that's the most important thing this entire offseason is how the Giants are playing. That's it. So, listen, it's
Development of
in
Dart.
the end, I don't want to win because I wanted the picks, the better pick. But it's not a horrible situation. Giants will still have, a top 7 pick at the very least. The Giants will still have a team that came so close to turning its corner this year, and just bad coaching ruined it. We have probably the best head coaching position available in the NFL. Brighter days are coming.
That's why I go back and forth on this because, yes, we want the second overall draft pick. We want the number 1 overall draft pick, not because we want Mendoza, not because we want a new QB. It's because we want to trade the picks because we want to rebuild. This also shows you that maybe we don't need to rebuild as much as we initially thought.
Oh, I definitely think we need to rebuild, but I think we need to
We
rebuild.
do, but not as much as we initially thought.
I was saying we need to rebuild the coaching staff in the front office. That's what we need to rebuild.
Oh, well, you're not going to do that after the draft. So that totally means nothing to this comment.
Yeah.
So we got the players, right? We have Dart. That's our guy. And there's veteran quarterbacks that talk about it, Dart, and say, yeah, he's a great guy that's just going to develop to a great player. There's a ton of, we've seen on the field how much of a leader he is and people rally around him.
Yep.
We got Malik Neighbors coming back next year. Granted, he's probably going to be 100% because of, it's an ACL. We're probably going to get another receiver in this draft. We got Wandell. We got Cam Scadoo coming back. You beef up the line a little bit, which has played significantly better this year than it has in the past 10 years. You have the right pieces on defense. You need to beef up that secondary a little bit. And this could be like a shutdown team.
Yeah.
This shows, 2 wins shows that these guys could play together and they can win together, no matter who they're playing. Because I don't care what you say, the Raiders are the worst team. You pull out starters. These are guys that are competing. They're competing for the jobs. They don't go to 7-Eleven or Wawa, collect $15 an hour, and it is what it is. You go through the motions. They don't perform. They don't have a job. So everyone's going in there to perform, even the backups. So you still have to beat these teams.
Especially the backups. They want a job next year.
Exactly. So
it looks like I said, good. We've seen it all year long. We're so close, it's not even funny. I really think just get a coach in here. This is a 500 team at the very worst.
Yeah, at the very worst.
I really think that. And maybe I am spoken to Paul Latino crack pot as a crack pipe as Jay is suggesting, but I'm just saying I really feel that way. Real quick, we got to give a shout out here to Dwayne, who said, I've been good, Rob. Pretty busy over the last couple weeks because we just had a second baby.
Oh, dude, congratulations, bro.
Dwayne, congratulations to you and Rob for having a second baby. That's the way I'm reading that. I'm just reading that way, that he and Rob just had a second baby. So
listen, he's been on maternity leave. That's why he couldn't show up. Yeah. Just dump and go.
Oh my gosh. But no, seriously, man, congrats on that. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So I'm just saying, you automatically get a subscription on YouTube if you name the child Drew or Rob. Just saying.
Be a little wrestler.
But yeah, guys, listen, before we head out of here, because we got a lot of comments and I appreciate the comments, don't get me wrong, but we've already gone over an hour here, and quite frankly, we could probably sit here for 3 more hours talking about stuff that is all conjecture on all of our parts right now. But before we go, I did want to take a minute to thank y'all. It's the end of the season. And, I get it. The season didn't go the way any of us wanted it to whatsoever, but y'all kept coming in here, kept supporting the show. And like I said, just definitely want to give you guys appreciation on that. Again, though, like we said earlier, just because the season ends doesn't mean the goofball action ends. We will be on still Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what.
The goofballs will return.
So, because I know some of y'all we only see during the season. We appreciate you guys during the season. Don't get me wrong. But again, we're here year round. So don't feel like you got to be a stranger. So, like I said, we just, like I said, we want to, definitely say thank you to y'all. As Anthony
That's a
pops
big
in with
thing to
the
AC.
super chat saying thank you guys. No, he says seriously, guys, thank you. Appreciate
We
appreciate
appreciate
everything.
And then
And like I
you
said,
didn't finish typing. It also says, thank you for not dancing again, Drew.
listen, I'm going to go ahead and keep dancing. Okay, I can't help it. I'm a dance machine.
Dance,
Watch me now.
dance.
Watch me now.
We all watch you dance. You are not a dancing machine.
Oh, look at that. Jay says you had to take me out by $1. Listen, there's still a chance for you to beat him, Jay. We haven't hit the
$1.99.
enough for a candy bar at the Dollar Tree, because that's what they probably sell nowadays.
I'd buy that for $1.
Listen, that even the Raider fan, it goes, you guys are awesome, even though you guys are Giants fans. Thank you for beating on the Cowboys. And then he says, Drew, if you dance again, I'm gone. It is what it is. I'm going to dance. You can't stop it. Please don't stop the music. Listen, we could probably,
I gotta go.
We could probably get some music here. Here we go. We got that. This came with the soundboard. I'm hoping it's not going to get us in trouble with the. There we go. Gonna put the ducking on so when I talk, it automatically slows down. There we go. We got some music there. That's the longest sound effect this board has. It's like insane how long that thing is. But again, guys, we'll be back with you guys tomorrow. We will go over all the latest news on Black Monday. I'm sure some coachings will be available. We'll see what that does with the Giants, head coaching opportunity here. Next week, we'll also do our rundown of the season on all the individual players, talk about what they did this year, our outlook for them going forward as New York Giants, especially for the free agents. That's always a fun one to talk about there. Should we re-sign? Should we not re-sign? Should we cut? Should we trade? All that kind of fun stuff there. So again, appreciate you guys for joining us. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow night, 9 p.m. as always. And as always, Giant fans, go G-Man! Go G-Man! G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.